So each day we're getting closer and closer to what might be the most watched elections of all time. And former President Donald Trump and current Vice President Kamala Harris are campaigning all across the country, all in an effort to capture your vote. In fact, Vice President Harris will be right here in Nevada this weekend. But how is this fight faring here in the Silver State so far? We're going to bring in the president of the Nevada Independent, John Ralston. We really appreciate you being with us this morning, John. Gosh, I feel like this is a political landscape that we've never seen before.
Oh, you're right about that. And can you guys believe it? It's 6 weeks from today is the election, and early voting in Nevada starts 3 weeks from Saturday. So it's going to come down to just a handful of votes, I think, in Nevada again, and we could be the state that decides everything. So it's either exciting or frightening, depending on your point of view.
6 weeks away, that's going to fly by extremely fast. But also, I want to hear your thoughts about this. Kamala just accepted a debate with CNN, and Trump, we know that previously he actually wanted a debate as well on Fox News. Do you think that with time coming by really fast, we're going to get one more debate with the presidential candidates?
I think it's highly unlikely. Trump's first debate was a disaster. He knows it, and his campaign knows it. So I think it's unlikely that he would debate again unless the polls really start to go south for him, and then they might do a Hail Mary. But I'd be very surprised, even in the friendly confines of Fox News, if he would do that.
We have candidates from both sides of the aisle that have been visiting us here in Las Vegas, John. When it comes to candidates who are addressing the real issues that Nevadans are facing, which candidate do you think is doing better?
Well, it's hard to tell. There's just yet another poll that came out today that shows a dead heat. Harris up by 1, which is within the margin of error. But the biggest issue here in all the polling, as it is almost everywhere, is the economy. And as you guys know, we were disproportionately crushed by COVID here because of the tourist-based economy, and we're still not where some other states are in some of the metrics, including the unemployment rate. And Trump, I think, has coming up with this no taxes on tips is an attempt to try to cut through the usual Democratic base, culinary union workers who might think that that's a good idea, even though Harris and the 2 Democratic senators from Nevada have jumped on board. I think he believes that's the way that he can win Nevada.
Now, curious, for those that are keeping their eyes out on the wars that are happening overseas, we know about President Zelensky's endorsing of Kamala Harris, and also him with Shapiro recently in Pennsylvania. For those that are looking to end these conflicts or hoping that they end soon, do you think that they're starting to shift more towards Kamala, or do you think they're still in the middle of it?
Well, Trump is the one who's made the big issue of not being for so-called forever wars, and he could solve all of this in the first day in Ukraine and a lot of other overblown rhetoric. But the bottom line is, guys, is that people generally don't vote on foreign policy. They vote on pocketbook issues. They vote on what's right in front of them. The only potential difference, and it's an issue here in Nevada, is immigration. And of course, Trump has played up the border a lot, as are most Republicans. You might not think it's as big an issue in Nevada because obviously we're not a border state, but it is because we have a large population of undocumented workers here.
John, we're getting the wrap, but I wanted to ask you about this. We have the mayoral debate coming up for Las Vegas. The Goodman era is coming to a close. What do you think viewers can expect to see tomorrow night?
Well, first of all, let me just say how great it is that you guys are partnering with the Nevada Independent to televise this debate live tomorrow night from the Fontainebleau at 6:30. I think it's really 2 very different candidates who have both been very partisan in their past. Shelley Berkeley, a Democrat, Victoria Seaman, a Republican, running for a nonpartisan office, having to deal with a lot of different issues. So I'll tell you this, I have a few questions for him.
Thank you so much, John Ralston. You can find more information at thenevadaindependent.com. John, we appreciate you coming on the show. I also appreciate your tweets. They're quite fun to check out, but we really appreciate your wealth of knowledge. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks, guys.